Hello, my lovelies. It is time for round 74 of Have I Read It? So stay tuned. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Have I Read It is one of my multiple TBR games that I play in order to help pick my TBR for the upcoming month. The way this one works is you actually get to help me with picking my TBR. So I go and I react to one of my book hauls from over 3-4 years ago now, and I tell you if I've read the book, if I haven't read the book, if I've unhauled the book, and out of all the books that I still own that I have not read from that haul, you get to vote on which book or books you would like for me to add to my TBR. Depending on the number of books will determine how many I select. So if I have 1 to 10 unread that I still own, I'll pick the number 1 voted book. If I have 11 to 20, I'll pick the top 2 voted books, and so on and so on. And you can vote for as many books as you want. Even if I'm only going to pick the number 1 voted book, you can vote for 3 or 4, or however many you like. And I'll tally them all up at the end. Okay, so today we are going to be reacting to my book haul January 2020. And I just realized that I do not have my earbuds with me, so let me go get those and I'll be right back. Okay, I have my earbuds in. Now let's get started. Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have my January book haul for you, so stay tuned. Somebody's trying to get my attention here. So as you can see here, I have accumulated 23 books in the month of January. Though, to my benefit, most of these I did not purchase. Actually, I only purchased 3 of them. I think the rest were all just given to me. So most of these, like all of these and from here down, were all books that were Becca's, and she isn't interested in them anymore. Mostly she just isn't interested in reading, period. So she has no interest in any of these. So yay, I have them now. So I'm going to start off with the ones that I purchased. So if you haven't already seen our Spring into Reading-a-thon announcement, I will link that up here. But the group book for that is If I'm Being Honest by Emily Wimberly and Austin Segman-Broca. Okay, so that was one of our season-a-thon books. I have read it. I do still own it. It's sitting on a shelf right in front of me. All right, next up. Okay, next up is a book that I ordered from Amazon. I also ordered that one from Amazon. But this one is the Mortal Instruments graphic novel, number 3. I think I've read all of those. All right, next up. Oh, and I still own it. It's on my shelf with all my Cassandra Clare books. All right, next. Okay, next up, or the last one that I bought is Flashback from Keepers of the Lost City. This is the 7th. Okay, so I have read Flashback, and I do still own it. So far, so good. There's a long way to go. All right, next. So this next book here was a gift sent to me by Miss Whitney Dawn, and I'll link her Instagram down below. But she picked this book off of my Amazon wish list, and she sent me Lock Every Door by Riley Sagar. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I have read Lock Every Door, but let me double check. Yes, I have read and still own Lock Every Door. Yay. Okay, next up. Okay, so the rest of the books here are books that were Becca's. Okay, so the first 2 books here are books from a trilogy. We have book 1 and book 2. So we have Inkheart and Ink Spell by Cornelia Funk. I do still own these, and I have not read them. So those are the first ones, or at least Inkheart's the first one that's going to go on the list. So I will be marking for both of them. However, because it's a series, I'm only going to put the first one down for you to vote for. So Inkheart is the first book, so that's the one that you can vote for. And I pulled it up on Goodreads so I could tell you about it. It says, one cruel night, Maggie's father reads aloud from a book called Inkheart, and an evil ruler escapes the boundaries of fiction and lands in their living room. Suddenly, Maggie is smack in the middle of the kind of adventure she's only read about in books. Maggie must learn to harness the magic that has conjured this nightmare, for only she can change the course of the story that has changed her life forever. This is Inkheart, a timeless tale about books, imagination, about life. Dare to read it aloud. So if you want me to read this, vote Inkheart. All right, next up. Next up we have Something Like Fate by Suzanne Colasanti. I feel like I have unhauled this, but I need to check. Okay, it looks like I still own it, so I'm going to write that one down. So this says, what if your soulmate is your best friend's boyfriend? Lainey and Aaron are best friends, bonded for life by a tragic accident. From the minute Lanny meets Jason, she can't deny the intense, or maybe it's Lainey, the intense connection they share. It feels like she's known him forever, but Jason becomes Aaron's boyfriend. Lainey is determined to ignore her feelings for Jason, no matter how powerful they are, rather than risk hurting her best friend. Will Lainey be able to put her friendship with Aaron first, or will she be tempted by the boy who just might be her soulmate? So if you want me to read this, vote Something Like Fate. All right, next up. Okay, next is a first book in a series. That is Once Dead, Twice Shy by Kim Harrison. I feel like I have unhauled this, so let me double check. Yes, that is one that I unhauled. All right, next up. Next up we have Crisscross by Lynn Ray Perkins. Again, I think I might have unhauled this. Yes, I did unhaul it. All right, next. Next up we have Generation Dead by Daniel Waters. I think I might have unhauled this one as well. Yes, I have unhauled that. Next. Okay, so the next 5 books are the last 5 books in a 6-book series. Don't know where the first book is. I'm probably going to have to check it out at least at the library to see if I want to even keep the rest of the series. However, the first book in the series, and I think all of the subsequent books, all have over a 4.0 rating on Goodreads. So the first book is Vampire Academy. Okay, I'll just go ahead and say now, I have unhauled all of those, all 5 of those books, because I just unhauled all of my Vampire Academy books. So, yeah, we can skip past those. They've all 5 been unhauled. All right, next. Okay, then we have Beverly Cleary, Ramona and Her Father. I feel like I've unhauled Ramona and Her Father. Yes, I have unhauled that. All right, next up. Okay, next we have Bedknob and Broomsticks by Mary Norton. I'm pretty sure I have Bedknobs and Broomsticks, or Bedknob and Broomstick. Yeah, I think I have it on my old bookshelf, like my older books, my classics and stuff. And I have not read this, so let me put it on the list. I remember watching this movie a million years ago and enjoying it. This says, in the magic Bedknob, Carrie, Charles, and Paul 6 find prim Miss Price injured by falling off her broomstick. For their silence, she bespells a Bedknob to carry them wherever and whenever. In Bonfires and Broomsticks 2 years later, they bring necromancer Emilius Jones to visit, but his neighbors want to burn him at the stake for disappearing in the Great Fire of London. Oh, apparently Bedknob and Broomstick are actually 2 different books that they combined into one. Okay. It was first published in 1943. So if you want me to read this, vote Bedknob and Broomsticks. Or Bedknob and Broomstick. All right, next up. Next we have Trickster Tales by I.G. Edmonds. I have unhauled Trickster Tales. Next. Okay, next up is Just Ella by Margaret Peterson Haddix. I think I have unhauled that version. Let me double check. No, I'm wrong. I am wrong. I do still have this, and I have not read it. This says, in this continuation of the Cinderella story, 15-year-old Ella finds that accepting Prince Charming's proposal ensnares her in a suffocating tangle of palace rules and royal etiquette, so she plots to escape. So if you want me to read this, vote Just Ella. All right, next up. And then we've got Matilda by Roald Dahl. I feel like I have read Matilda, but I can't say for certain. I know I watched the movie many times. It doesn't look like I have it marked red, so if you don't know what Matilda is about, it's a classic children's tale by the author of James and the Giant Peach, who put super glue in Dad's hat. Was it really a ghost that made Mom tear out of the house? Matilda is a genius with idiot parents, and she's having a great time driving them crazy. But at school, things are different. At school, there's Miss Trunchbull, who 200 menacing pounds of kid-hating headmistress. Get rid of the Trunchbull, and Matilda will be a school hero. But that would take a superhuman genius, wouldn't it? And I remember the movie being so incredibly cute. So if you want me to read this, vote Matilda. All right, next up. Then we have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. I also still own Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I don't know that I've read that version. Or read it, period. I think I've just watched all the movies. This says, the gates of Willy Wonka's famous chocolate factory are open at last, and only 5 children will be allowed inside. And the winners are Augustus Gloop, a fat pig who would eat anything that came within reach or bite; Veruca Salt, a spoiled brat with parents trained to jump at her every scream; Violet Beauregard, a gum-chewing gabber with the fastest jaws and the slowest wits around; Mike Teavee, a fiend for television; and Charlie Bucket, our hero, who is honest and kind, brave and true, and good and ready for the wildest time of his life. So if you want me to read this, vote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. All right, next up. Then we have Dating for Demons by Serena Robar. I unhauled that. Next. Okay, next up we have The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank. I have read The Diary of Anne Frank, and it looks like that was the last book. So there's only, by my tally, there should be 7 marks, which means I will pick the number 1 voted book. So the books that you could vote for, we have Inkheart, Something Like Fate, Bedknob and Broomstick, Just Ella, Matilda, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know, just about any of those I would be cool with. The only one that I'm not as interested in, and I will likely unhaul since I realize I still have it, is Something Like Fate, because like reading that synopsis, I'm really just not interested. But if y'all do vote for it, I will read it. So comment down below what book or books you would like for me to add to my TBR for the upcoming month. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!